Me and my friend Andrew, we got number 4 on question 4 on to C12 wrong. So we're gonna try to make that I and M today. Up here we have our problem, and it is asking us that these triangles A, D, and B, ADB, and ADC, they are congruent, but it's asking us how we know they're congruent. So it gives us it's a multiple choice question. It gives us the four ways to find out if something is congruent. So today we're going to go through and see why they're congruent. So first we start off, obviously, we do the little lines. So just to make an angle, and we made a point at B and C. So we took the length of it and we went across. We took the length of AB, we went across like that and made a point at C where they intersected. So now we know that AB is congruent to AC because we use the same length to go across. So we know that this is equal to that. Now we're trying to make an angle bisector. So what we have to do is we're going to take the length of the intersecting points. I'm going to go from each point B and C. We're going to go across until they intersect, which is at D. Now we know those are congruent because the length that we made an arch with at B and C was the same. So we can now say that BD is congruent to CD. So now that we did that, we have to make a line right down the middle for it to be, I only put one tick mark, it has to be 2 tick marks. So now that we did that, we have to put the line down the middle to split them in half because of course it is an angle bisector. Now, we know that DA is congruent to DA because it's reflexive, because it is the base for each triangle. So over here, I'm just going to fill out a little statement of reason. I'm going to put 1. I'm going to put AB is congruent to AC. And I'm going to say that because circles have congruent radii. Congruent radii. Number 2 is going to be BD is congruent to CD. CD. This is because also circles have congruent radii. Congruent radii. Now in the end, we know that AD is congruent to AD because of what? That's right, reflexive. And that is because, yep, reflexive, as he said. Now, what theory do we say made these congruent? I'll give you time to think. Yes, that's right. It is side, side, side. So we're going to go over here and we're going to say SSS. No, we're not going to say SSS. We're going to say, that's my bad. I always get ahead of myself. We're going to say triangle ADB is congruent to triangle ADC. And this is because SSS. See, me and my friend Andrew, when we were going through this, whilst taking this test, instead of putting BD and DC, we said that since this is an angle bisector, that those two angles are congruent, but we don't know that is an angle bisector yet because it has not been constructed. So, in the end, this is the correct answer. And while me and my friend Andrew, we picked C, side angle side, we were incorrect because it is A, side, side, side.
Okay. The game. Okay, go on with what are you doing?
So, to continue, we're going to bisect this angle. So, to first do this, you choose a random length, and you go from point A, and you swing an arc so it intersects both lines. Like that.
It's bad pencil you got there.
It is pretty bad. So, at each point where it intersects, you put a point. And you label it. Next, you make a point between B and C.
Find the length.
Yeah, you find the length between B and C. and from each point you do the same. You do the same arc. So you start with the thing at C and you swing a small arc. Then from B with the same length, you swing another arc. And you also label this point. And finally, to bisect it, you draw a line through.
Now, Andrew, can you please explain what is congruent as you go through this construction process?
So here, because we know this is the same length and circles have congruent radii, we can say that AC is congruent to AB. Also, we can say that AD is congruent to AD because of the reflexive property.
Well, I think you're getting ahead of yourself.
I am.
First, what do you got to do?
You gotta draw CD, BD.
Sorry.
And before you can put this, you have to say that BD is congruent to CB, also CD, also because of circles have congruent radii. Then finally, you can say that DA is congruent to DA because of reflexive.
Nice job, Andrew.
Thank you, C. Schwa and the gang.
This is Andrew Glass, and he just constructed an angle bisector.